Laundry Trap. Laundry Dragamade. Well, it's just the legacy of the legendary Miller has come to fruition yet again. Make sure you guys smash the living crap out of that subscribe button so you guys don't miss out on more awesome content. Now, I want to say here that there have been... The breakdown for this event is not very appealing to the eye here. The first thing you're going to see is, holy crap, that's a lot of Snake Eyes. Snake Eyes has definitely molded itself into probably one of the most disgusting variants that the TCG has actually had, and it's actually the Kashtira builds. You know, since most of the OCG didn't get to have real crazy fun with this, everybody's jamming all these unicorns, all these Fenrirs, all these mid-range control options that were supposed to make, you know, the pure build actually have a place to shine out here. Unfortunately, the TCG has definitely evolved things out here, and we're seeing the deck kind of go more sideways. But there's nothing wrong with that. Alright, it just proves the deck has become an incredibly strong power force out here as things do continue to evolve with the course of the meta. Now, that's just, you know, a good chunk of your regional right there. Your challengers for this. We had one Tempai Dragon, which... It's very interesting watching the Tempai Dragon battles out here as you're looking from region to region, seeing that, you know, the deck is being successful in one region, you flip on over to another and Tempai's kind of struggling out here. But that's actually, I think, one of the things that makes this game very unique is when you're looking at the game on the regional level and you're watching the bounce back and forth, you have some diversity. We also have a Centurion deck. Oh boy, King Calamity Turbo. You high roll enough with that deck and you're going to do well. That's why I always left it on like my tier 1 and like top 15s, because that deck will just steal games. Now the thing that made this regional worth talking about was the first place list, which is Tier Elements, actually sporting off Laundry Trap and the good old Needle Bug Nest out here, and to basically sit down and to challenge this meta is actually quite insane to think about. Let's pass on over to deck list. You guys, of course, you've already smashed the living crap out of that subscribe button. All right, so winning our Arkansas regional here is what we're going to call the tier special. Now, I was actually hoping that this list had actually played Laundry Dragamade and we could have seen some of the cool excitement actually come out of that, but no. We're actually playing Laundry Trap, and for those of you that don't actually know, this card is actually kind of broken. So once per chain, that's not a once per turn, that's a once per chain. If a monster or monsters is normal or special summoned to your field, except during damage step, you can send the top card of your deck to the graveyard. And if this is sent from the deck to the graveyard by a card effect, you can target one card in your graveyard that was sent there this turn, except for Laundry Trap, and recur it back to your hand. But until the end of your next turn, alright, after this card resolves, you cannot activate cards or the effects of cards with its name. You can only use the effect of Laundry Trap once per turn. I like me some, you know, once per, you know, every little one of these summons as we're extending on through here, set up some mill. It's pretty good. You also have Destructive Daruma Cannon here. So basically, how are you going to handle Tempai? Well, you have the transaction rollback to, you know, roll through this. You also have mill your entire deck central here. You also do have the Paleo Traps. The Paleo Traps have been a pretty awesome thing to see actually returning back to the meta here. I didn't actually think we would see Paleo cards out here in the year 2024, but these cards have been doing so much work for the course of the meta. It's actually been genuinely pretty cool to see. And of course, you all know how good Rise to Full Heights has been out here. We have watched this card single-handedly just climb up in the ranks of the meta for these mill trap decks, and it has been very, very cool to see. One other interesting thing in here is the Vivid Tail. Now, this lets you target a card you control, you can return it to your hand, but if this card is in your graveyard and target a face-up card you control, set this card and then return that face-up card to the hand, but you cannot activate cards or effects with that same card name that had once you return it to your hand for this turn. The thing you care about here is recurring back these resources here to be able to, you know, use again on another turn, or, you know, we all know how stupid some of this tier stuff can be as, you know, you're plowing on through and setting on up. I do see another interesting little tech choice down here. We're at double Kaleido Heart right now. I didn't actually think I would see the day where we'd be exploring two of these, but You don't have a lot of the, I guess, the freer resources that you would be seeing down here, because, most of the older tier builds would be playing, the Graph Fusion, which is good, but you've kind of stripped on down here, and you're full gassing through these cards as, hey, they're water monsters. So, oh boy, you can only imagine the things that means out here. Well, you got to leave it to the fact that this deck can rank 2 turbo, pressure through the meta, and put your opponent in such a bad position. Also, 1 meta noise, the triple Solic. You are also citing the 1 crime that really hasn't changed. You also do see down here we do have the Earth Golem adding this with the triple Super Poly. This has actually been another one of the major changes we've seen to the meta out here. Mr. Earth Golem adding Nister has been one of those. I mean, it's what, a free Cyberse monster plus Link monster? As long as you can find one of the 2 requirements to dump into this thing, you're literally good to go. And I think that this was actually really cute to see. We actually have Witcher's Strike in the side deck down here. I mean, hey, your opponent negates something, go ahead and blast everything that they have out here. You really got to appreciate this card also being another normal trap card out here, just that you can technically, have some interactions with. Outside of that, though, holy crap, what a challenger to the meta. This is actually really cool to see. All right, what else we got? Oh, we have the Tenpai Senpai deck. Wait a minute. What is this? Let's go. Why do we have Ostinatos down here? The Concerto. We're playing Tenpai Dragons, but, we're siding in to Melodious. I also see the Odd Eyes Vortex Dragon down here as well, so you can actually make it off of the Absolute. I guess we've reached the point out here in the meta that you can mix ideas like this together and you can have this work itself out. That is actually freaking hilarious. I didn't actually think we would see, we saw ideas with Tenpai being side decked into other decks, but nobody ever thought of trying this out until this duelist. Okay. Actually sick to see. This topped the regional. That's good enough in my opinion, but okay. All right, what else we got going on back here for this event? Oh, we have Centurion, but we're playing the Candle in here. Remember, if this is added to the hand, you can special summon this card. And then once per chain, up to twice, return of a monster sent to the graveyard, you can increase or decrease this little guy's level. Which means you can kind of get into some of the weirder, interesting interactions in here. But the main thing we care about here is this is a level 4 that you can beam off of Bonfire as a tuner monster. I repeat, this is a tuner monster that is addable off of this. Sometimes you'll find, I can tell you, the amount of stupid times I've watched this Primera get blasted out. Also, the fact they're only focusing on 2 Primeras in this build is so much more different than what we've seen in other builds. So many people have been so hard, you need to follow these ratios, but no, actually, this breaks the mold. Good stuff. Also, still focusing on the 1 Wake Up Centurion, we are citing the counter trap down here. Yeah, as per all usual. All right, we have our another Snake Eyes challenger for the meta today. I do see in here that we are doing the original Sinful Spoils good stuff as per. Nothing really changes with this ratios, man. I guess the most interesting thing that you get in here is, oh boy, do we want to play the Birch, yay or nay? that really is like the skill tree for this. This build focused on 2 Fenrir, 1 Unicorn. You do have the 1 Birth in here. Birth, I don't know. I feel like this card is mandatory, but there have been a lot of builds that have shown up that have just foregone the Birth and just like, yeah, we don't need it. You also have the 2 Race Loss. What is that, a 6-card dedicated Cash Terra package for you to do your thing? Oh, hey, look, we also have triple Skill Drain down here. Imagine you're just enjoying your day and then you roll this on out and your opponent's like, wait, what? We also have the Pozimo in here as well. I have not seen any Pozimos whatsoever for a majority of the meta. I think the last time I saw this thing showing up, Rescue Ace. So this is actually really cool to see returning back. And this is just, no, there are little changes between this list. Once again, you got a 1-1 split here. You do have the Snake Eyes Diabellstar. You do have the 1 Birth. You have the 2 Race Loss. So this build's playing the 5-card dedicated package. You do see we have the Mind Control, the Change of Heart. Oh boy. And 2 Talents. Oh boy, I love taking control of my opponent's cards. There's no Pozimo down here, though. That Pozimo was kind of interesting. We also do have the 1 Simul Archfiends in here as well for your side deck choice. This card's been starting to show up quite a lot more lately, as well as a tech choice. But what a meta. I gotta ask you, though, make sure you guys smash the living crap out of that subscribe button and tell me what you guys think about the meta. You guys have a good rest of your day, alright?
Patrons, thank you.
Thank you so much for watching. Check out these other videos.